7th graders, we're at the end of chapter 8, and lesson 8.8, we're going to be applying what we've learned on graphing, but we're going to be working with inequalities in this lesson. Okay? Inequalities, meaning that one side is not equal to the other side of the equation, and there's not just one point that satisfies the equation. The answer is going to be an area on the coordinate plane. Okay, and so we're going to shade to find the area, just like we shaded when we were solving equations or inequalities like this before. Okay, so let's first review this. This is -4 times x minus 5 is greater than 31. Okay? This is an example of what? An inequality. Right. An inequality. What do we know about graphing these this symbol?
You use a dashed line.
Okay, we'll use a dashed line if we are graphing it on, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Before, when we were graphing this on a number line, what kind of dot would we use?
Solid. Open dot.
No, an open dot, right? We would use a solid dot if we're working with less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. This is a solid dot. But for just greater than or just less than, we'd use an open dot, right? So let's solve this. What would we do to solve this then? Solve this for x. Review this. Chase?
So first you go -4 times x.
Good.
And then -4 times -5, which equals 20. It's 20.
Plus 20
Okay, and then I have no idea what to do
is
next.
greater than 31.
Then you add -20 to both sides.
Add -20 to both sides. So -4x is greater than 11. Then what? Divide by -4 to solve for x. And one thing we have to remember on this, when we're dividing by or multiplying by a negative at the end. What?
Switch it.
Switch the sign, right?
Change.
Whenever you Keyshawn, show me slant. Look up here. Whenever you are dividing or multiplying by a what? No. A negative number. A what? A negative number. You what? You switch the sign, right? So x is what? Less than
2.11
negative 2 and
something.
0.75.
right?
75. How does that work?
Stop.
0.75.
0.75.
Oh,
Okay. Think.
I thought you said
3/4.
over. Not
You
7.
didn't.
Okay, just listen. How would we graph this then? Joey.
How would you graph it?
Yeah.
So then you have to have like 0 in the middle of the line.
Yep. Dylan,
Then
quit playing with your pen. Where's your pencil? Okay, copy these notes. Joey?
Then you go down 2 3/4 on the chart.
Good. -2 3/4. Everybody do this with me. No, where's your notes? Okay. Do this problem with me. Oh. Okay, continue, Joey.
Then you put an open dot on that.
Yep.
And
Which way do we put the arrow?
put the arrow, so x is less, then you put the arrow to the right.
to the left. X is less than negative 2 3/4. Right? Remember we used an open dot with this symbol. And we'll use a solid dot if it's this symbol. Now, to review with graphing on a coordinate plane, we're going to be using a solid line instead of the solid dot. Look, use a solid line when the symbol is less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Use a dashed line when you're graphing the equation, or the inequality, if it has the greater than symbol or the less than symbol. So those equate to the open dot. It's like a solid dot or an open dot. And then we're going to shade rather than drawing the lines. On a linear, this is called a linear equation, we would draw a line shading one way or the other. Okay? This is a linear inequality, and we're going to shade on a graph one way or the other. Okay? So, let's talk of first of the first part of your assignment is simply identifying the symbol. Look at 1 through 6. Look at the symbol given and tell whether you use a solid or an open, or sorry, a solid or a dashed line. Number 1. Number 1 gives us 4x plus negative 5y is greater than or equal to 3. What type of line would we use? Lydia?
Solid.
A solid line. Why?
Because it's greater than or equal to.
Or equal to, yep. And it's similar to what type of dot? What type of dot would we have used? Nikki?
Solid dot.
A solid dot. Solid dot, solid line. Just remember that, okay? How about number 2? Y is less than 2/3 plus 2. What type of line would we use on this? Keyshawn? A dashed line. So you write dashed. Okay? Now, the next part of our assignment, to take you through an example of how to graph this, is if we were graphing this, what would we graph first, or how would we graph this equation? What form is this equation in? Chase. Slope-intercept form, right. And how do you graph an equation that's in this slope-intercept form? Where do we start? What do we do first to graph this equation? Isaac?
Go up.
Noah, turn around.
Go up.
Face this way, show me slant. What's that?
Go up 2.
Up 2, yep, this is the y-intercept. Noah, face this way, turn your chair. Thank you. Up 2. So this is the first point on the graph. And then what?
You go up 2 and then to the right 3.
Good. What do we do?
Two.
Dylan?
2 into the right 3.
Why?
That's
That's how you do it.
Which, where in the problem? Dylan, where in the problem? The fraction. What's that fraction called, Keyshawn? Yeah, what is that part of the equation called? The slope, right. And it tells you to go up 2 because it's positive 2, and right 3 because it's a positive slope. Up 2 and right 3. Now, once you have these 2 points, you can draw this line, can't you? We could also go down 2 and left 3 to be on the same line, right? Right? Now, when we're graphing an inequality, what type of line, instead of a solid line, that's kind of a, let's read that one. Instead of a solid line, what are we going to do with this line? It's a dashed line, yep. Okay? We make it a dashed line to show that our answer is not on this line. It's on one side of the line. Now we have to figure out which side of the line. And here's how you figure out which side of the line. And especially it works well when the line does not go through 0, 0. Okay? If the line goes through 0, 0, then we have to do something a little bit different. This line is above 0, 0, isn't it? Because it goes through at 2. So what we want to do is, we're going to check and see if the origin, 0, 0, makes the equation true. Okay? We're going to see if that gives us a true equation when we put 0 and 0 in for x and y. So, instead of using y, we're going to use what number? 0 is less than 2/3 x. Whoops, I forgot the x when we did this. 2/3 x. So 2/3, instead of x, we're going to use 0 plus 2. Then simplify that. 0 is less than 2. Is 0 less than 2? Is that true or false?
True.
Yeah, that's true. 0, 0 is less than 2. This point gives us a true statement. Right? If the point gives us that true statement, that means it is part of the answer. Okay? So what we would do to show that this is part of the answer is shade for the 0, 0 mark. Every point on this side of the line is part of the answer. Okay? Now, if we were to pick a number up here, what would that mean? That number should give us a false answer. A false statement, I should say. So, for example, if we pick this point, oops, which is 0, 3, right? If we check 0, 3, that should give us a false statement. Let's put that in. So x is 0. Y is 3. So 3 is less than 2/3, sorry, times 0 plus 2. When we simplify this, that was the original equation. When we put this point in to check it, what do we get? What is the simplified equation? John, what is it when it's simplified?
3 is less than 2.
Yep. 3 is less than 2. Is that true?
That is not true.
That is false. Listen, if you get a false statement, no, you didn't. No, that's not true. Okay? If you get a false statement, it means that you shade the other way. You shade the other side of the line. That means that this is the side that gives you the false statements. This side gives you the what? True statements. Kira.
What happens if the line's on 0, 0?
If it goes through 0, 0,
Yeah.
you can pick any point on any side of either side of the line. So for example, I didn't pick, in this one, I didn't pick 0, 0, I used 0, 3 to check. one you want. For the second part of your assignment for tomorrow, you're going to be given the equation, and all you're going to do is check 0, 0 to see if it is part of the solution. So, you're just going to do the part where you're substituting 0, 0 in to check if it's true and false. Okay? So, let's do the first one together. Number 7. 4x minus 5y is greater than or equal to 3. It says tell whether the region containing the origin, that's this point, it's called the origin, would be shaded in the graph of this inequality. Would you shade that? Let's check it. How would we check it? Henry, how would we check it?
Substitute x and y with 0.
Chase, stop talking. Keyshawn, turn around. Noah, face this way. Turn your chair again. Turn this way. Don't talk. Just move up. Show me slant. Now, Henry, continue.
Substitute x and
You
y
got it,
with
Dylan.
0.
What?
When you just substitute x and y with 0 each,
Yep.
and then that just makes it as 0 is greater than or equal to 3, and then it's false.
So when we simplify this, this says, what, Noah?
It says 4 minus 5.
When we simplify this, 4 times 0 is
0.
and 5 times 0 is 0. So when we simplify this side, we get 0. And when we simplify the inequality, what is the statement?
0 is greater or less than 3.
Greater or
Equal
to 3. Is that true or false? Keyshawn. Is that true or false? That's false. What does that mean? Let's say that our line was up here. Would we shade toward that line? Or toward 0, 0, or away from it? Kira.
We'd shade away from 0.
We'd shade away from it. We would shade away from this point because this point makes it false. Okay? If this point makes it false, we shade away from it. Okay? Any questions on the concepts here? We've got to put 0, 0 in for the second section, simplify the side, and then read the statement and think, is that a true statement or a false statement? And then write yes or no. Okay? Isaac.
Number 13, it says 4x is less than y. And in this case, x is 0 and y is 0.
Good.
And so, 0, then in this case, it would say 0 is less than 0.
Right.
So,
Is 0 less than 0?
no.
No, that's false, isn't it? So if it's false, then you would write no. If it's false, you would shade away from 0. Okay? Shade the other side that's away from 0. Okay? Any questions on this? All right. So do the reteaching side first.